What are you 100% tired of? Please do. I've dealt with insomnia and anxiety since childhood. As I matured, I would just go through periods of relief where I could sleep. Marijuana helped a great deal, but drug testing at work put an end to that. I finally saw a doctor and was prescribed an antidepressant which helped me feel incredible. I don't feel high or otherworldly from the medication. I sleep through the night, or I'm able to fall back asleep if I do wake up in the middle of the night. My anxiety is so much better. I only regret not seeking help sooner. Good luck to you. I've a friend I've known since I was 13. We live far apart, so don't talk much in person. Every time we get together, it's always a few hours of remember so and so. There insert something I don't care about. I also, rarely if ever, remember the person. Alternatively, she's got them all on Facebook. I have none. I'm grown. They were terrible people. I have no interest in them now. Last night I had a dream about the time in school. I came way too late into class and I forgot my homework. I was so stressed in that dream, nothing was working out. I woke up at like 6 a.m., breathless, and needed some seconds to remind myself that I finished school 2 years ago and that I am in university now. I have some shitty nightmares, but these about school are for some reason the worst. Like even the dreams about zombies, apocalypses and falling from the sky are less horrifying. Because doing research is time-consuming. Who has time to put as much effort into economies of social democracies to debate if socialism as we know in Scandinavia would happen in America, or if it would be like socialism we saw in Cuba/Venezuela? People with PhDs and lecture on the subject don't even know that answer. And I'm expected to know everything to counter-argue my crazy uncle's Facebook talking points. All he will say is you don't know basic economics. Take an Exxon 101 class and you'll understand. That's the major difference I see between progressives and regressives. Progressives can admit they are not experts, while regressives put the burden of proof entirely on progressives. It gives me reassurance that I'm not struggling alone. Suicide would be so easy, but I can't do this to my partner or sister when she needs me. She's currently going through foster care because our mom and dad are abusive alcoholics, so I'm trying to juggle medical course and being a parent, sister, and a partner to my boyfriend who's extremely supportive. But man, I'm tired, stressed, and the slightest inconvenience or change tips me off the edge. I just want it all to be over. The worst thing is I can't go to doctors to get mental health support because I need to pass my fostering assessment, and as far as doctors know I've been the happiest human for last 2 years. 2.5 years ago I was under supervision for attempting suicide. There's only enough I can take. Thank you for letting me rant. I might collect minus here, but I have a feeling like children nowadays are far more toxic than they used to. Like they make it their goal to piss off as many people as they can. In some games kids, you notice in the way they word their sentences, would straight up pick a verbal fight with me because I was chatting with a friend in public chat. Like, why? And why do they immediately start insulting me? Why can't they be nice or reasonable? I mean we were not perfect back then either, but we would never pick a fight with anyone without a real reason. That's totally pointless and sometimes ruins the fun of the game. In recent times I would get 2 days off per 2 weeks. It has become pretty rare to get 2 days off in a single week, let alone 2 days in a row. A single day off is useless, because I spend it mostly with stuff for the work week, like buying groceries, washing laundry. That day off is pointless then. But my supervisor is being really picky and making sure I make no overtime, but rather make less hours than I need per week, so I have to work the weekends through as well just to get my 40 hours a week full. I hate it. Will definitely complain if this keeps going. I ain't dealing with this shit for long. Same friend. I'm not sick of life in a suicidal way or a hurt myself way, just in a I'm exhausted with everything way. I'm sick of commuting hours every day to a shitty job where I still don't make enough money and am too exhausted and demotivated to put time in things I'm passionate about. I'm sick of dreaming about a life of adventure and joy, excitement and wonder. I feel so sick of just life and the way we have to live. It's not that the format sells because it's good, rather it's the most addictive form of media invented. It's so easy to consume, that you end up consuming 100x more than you would have if you were just watching regular YouTube videos. Every 5 clip is a potential dopamine hit. This leads to people mindlessly scrolling through dozens of clips for a quick hit. Then because it's so easy and quick they scroll through another 30, then another 50. Then next thing you know you have been in bed scrolling through TikToks, YouTube Shorts, Insta Stories for the past 3 hours, yet it only feels like 30 meters. I don't believe this format will phase out anytime soon. It's just far too addictive and just happens to be insanely good for advertising. Look at the most popular songs for 2020. Tons of songs that hit the list were from relatively small, unknown artists that had famous TikTok influencers use 5s of their chorus. All it took for Old Town Road to blow up was for Nas to have it promoted by a famous TikToker that got millions of views. Then tens of thousands of people copy the video using the same audio clip, generating tens if not hundreds of millions of more views for potentially infinite exposure. Fires and smoke in California. It's now an annual fall thing that lasts 2-3 months off and on. One of these years when it eventually gets bad enough, I reckon that I'll take my sled and go sledding down some ash. Nothing like a 21st century snow day in the age of climate change. I do not live in Cali, but I love to read a lot, especially research articles, and other such things. While it's true climate change has an effect to some degree on wildfires in California, a lot of it could be curbed by controlled burns, but environmental air quality regulation has limited the ability to perform controlled burns, but I read they're starting to gain more traction in recent years. It's a bit of both. We need a lot more firefighters, forest management folks, and new policies for managed burns. Sounds like Florida trains regular people to do managed burns over there, so it's part of the culture for landowners to do controlled burns and forest management on their own land. This is definitely not part of the culture yet in California, but it should be if people can become properly trained. Another issue is drought. I reckon that climate change is related to a change in the weather patterns, longer and more severe droughts in California, etc. It never rains out here anymore, least not where I am. I am a person that likes cars and I am very tired of environmental-related politics. Electric car news, especially Tesla, anti-engine or EV articles. because that's the only thing that's on the front page on the internet, and I have no bloody interest in them, and they are all make my day depressing when I read them or even seeing them. Even a couple of years ago, most car-related articles would be reviews of new cars that were positive and made my day better. Now everything is politics and as rotten as it usually comes. Majority of the content slammed in my face when I opened the internet. A TikTok star died for a prank, some politician is fucked up, anti-masker vaxxer did something idiotic, a celeb apologizes for a joke they made 20 octoseconds ago, an obese woman is suing a company because one-size-fits-all clothing didn't fit them. A black woman assaulted an Asian man for racial reasons and blames white people for it. Another country is against abortions now. Everyone changing their social medias to #whatever is going in right now, but not actually doing anything. Trans people mad at people for not getting turned on by their genitals. Someone reposted the same picture of Billie Eilish I've seen like 12 times just today. A celeb gets cancelled for unverified rumors. A pastor says COVID is God's way to punish human beings for allowing gays to be themselves. Someone thinks that 5G is mind control but clearly doesn't even know what 5G is. People being pretentious as fuck in their social medias. Clickbait articles stirring up chaos within the stupid because they don't read past the clickbait title. A Twitch streamer is in drama because of some dumb shit etc. I'm just fucking tired of seeing everything at once all of the time. Kind of just makes me tired of the whole fucking world. It does real good to just occasionally lock myself in my flat and play games all day without opening a single social application. Just close the world around me for a while, not care about anyone or anything. Karens and anti-vaxxers, anti-abortionists, too, and homophobes, and racists, and everyone with the ability to work who believes the government, everyone else, should take care of them. We live together, we work together, that's how it works, right? One more thing, people who can't hold a phone in landscape when shooting a video and posting it on Facebook/Instagram/YouTube, TikTok, delete as required. Seeing your video in 20% of the screen is annoying. Have you watched your video on a TV or laptop or desktop monitor? Yeah, hold your phone the right way. All the agendas that are constantly being pigeonholed into all the movies and shows, regardless of whether I agree with them or not. I think having these things shoved into a movie when it obviously has no bearing on the film makes people start to hate that thing they're pushing. Here's how I would equate it. If I walked up to your door and said something about coming to my church, and no matter whether you said you weren't interested or okay sounds good, or go away, I kept coming. All the time I am there telling you to go to my church. I would show up while you were doing mundane things. I would show up while you were at work. I would show up when you were trying to unwind. Then I would have all my friends show up and tell you. This would go on for months or years. Now let me ask you, how inclined would you be to go to my church after dealing with that? That's what these special interest agendas are doing. They have groups that their entire purpose is to push Hollywood to include and highlight their cause, but it's getting so overdone. It's having the opposite effect on people, making them sick of hearing about it, that then makes people hate that cause. Anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers, anti-whatever the fuck their new thing is, will be. I'm so done trying to be patient with them, trying to show them actual data and actual studies, holding their hands as they learn things most of us learnt in junior high about how our governments work, and how society overall works. Watching them throw infantile tantrum after tantrum over stupid, easily disproven, talking points they got from another dumbass with a YouTube channel or some moronic viral Facebook post comparing yet another something to Nazi Germany. Hey, your feelings are understandable. I've been through myself this past year. I just got my own apartment with my girlfriend by my side. My advice: try to put yourself out there, present yourself naturally. If you don't like the person you are, make those changes. At the start of all this COVID stuff, I started going to the gym, picked up bass guitar because I wanted to learn it for years, started a new job that I'm still at. In my case, all these steps not only made me feel better about myself, but also made it easier when I met a girl who liked all the traits I just listed. It's both easy and depressing to feel the way you do, but this internet stranger believes in you. I'm 100% tired of people thinking that by getting the vaccine they are allowing the government to take away their personal freedoms. No one is trying to steal your gun, Jim. They just want you to get a vaccine because the world doesn't revolve completely around you, and they don't think you should have access to military-grade weapons that kids can get a hold of. No, why not help your fellow man? The virus is not killing vaccinated people. Who says they aren't vaccinated? The vaccine does work. If enough people got the vaccine, then it does work. But if people don't, then it continues to spread and mutate, especially among unvaccinated who now carry a deadlier variant to their vaccinated family and friends who can get infected again. Do you believe everything you read on Facebook? I just looked it up. There's vaccine mandates. If they don't want to get vaccinated, then they can find another job. Speaking of the pandemic, I moved to East NC almost a year ago, and nobody is staying home. At first it sounded a little distorted hearing on the local news that people were attending bars regularly and doing this and that. Who cares? I don't drink at bars anyway. I didn't realize it immediately, but as the days went on I noticed every redneck inbred deaf and their brother and cousin and sister are driving around, I shit you not, are driving around in pickups that sound like lawn mowers or fucking Harleys, in pretty much all of NC. I had to let a driving job go because everyone is all over the road, legit driving stupid as foo. Been going on since I moved here. I'm curious what they are doing and where they are going because no one seems to notice and no one's doing anything besides getting gas. Everything shuts down by 9 p.m. here except for McDonald's, and it does start calming down at around 11 p.m. but it's like I'm living in fucking New York. It's surreal and I'm tired of it. I can post an audio wave at any time if you don't believe me. There is no shortage to noise pollution caused by the people who own trucks with loud ass exhaust. I'm trying to go to school here and this shit is dumb as fuck. I'm bright but not that smart, but I'm even thinking about getting into medicine or becoming an attorney. They are setting the bar low as hell for the general IQ of the population living here just by being obnoxious. It seems like they're driving around looking for belt constantly. And ladies, if that is a trait you look for in men, get your ass down or up to the state of NC because WTF. I'm a Democratic, but I am 100% tired of the lot of them in office in DC not getting their shit together and getting stuff done. Machen and Sinema are just phodemes and I wonder just how much they get under the table. And the rest of the progressives, Stop sacrificing the good for the perfect or we'll lose the entire country. Schumer is supposed to be majority leader but McConnell is still in charge. Bernie the independent needs to STFU. President Biden and Nancy, I love you both but you have failed to take the threat to our democracy seriously. They've been practicing how to steal elections. Now they are getting their ducks in a row and taking away our voting rights. You could fix it if you really wanted to, so do it damn it. Chuck, Dick D, you all need to end the filibuster. Yesterday,